Oh, hey. I am Joy Bailey, the Mortgage Boss. I'm a licensed loan officer in multiple states. And y'all, I've been gone for a minute now. Back with the jump off. Life has been lifing, things have been happening, but I did a IG live yesterday. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I about forgot how to hook up all this equipment. But anyway, I um I was doing an IG live yesterday and I decided, oh, I might take my talents back to YouTube. And so, ta-da, here I am. So I'm here today to provide you with a little bit of a market update on the housing market, talk a little bit about where have I been, what have I been doing, talk about what is going on in this housing market and why it has me absolutely in shambles, and what we can do about getting you ready for home ownership in 2024. Y'all, I've been using this platform a lot to just, talk about random stuff, vent, and try to provide advice the best way I can. So hopefully this stream will be maybe, I don't know, like an hour or so. Hopefully there'll be people that'll join me and we'll have some questions for me to answer. That'll be fun. And just have a good dialogue back and forth. And of course, if you didn't forget, we're going to definitely talk about what's the T in mortgage. So a couple of things there, but if you do catch this on the replay, please make sure that you like it. If you've never seen me a day in your life, baby, let me tell you something. I am one of one. All right. I am an accredited mortgage professional. I have been in mortgage lending for 9 years. And this year has by far been the hardest. However, the things that I have learned, the experiences that I have had, have allowed me to provide my expertise to the masses. Recently started kind of pivoting to talk more to investors. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the investors and some strategy behind getting your first investment property or your second investment property or what have you. But my goal is to help you guys build out your wealth through real estate, in a real estate portfolio. So with that said, where I been? Oh my God, where have I been? So I checked my YouTube to see when was the last time that I uploaded or I went live. And I went live. It says last month, but I refuse to believe that's true. So probably about 2 months. So I'm gonna be a little bit rusty, but it's okay. As I stated at the beginning of this, I am a loan officer. So I went to NAMBA conference last month. It was in Orlando, Florida. We got to stay at the JW Marriott. It was freaking amazing. Last year, I went to NAMBA. If you don't know what NAMBA is, it is the National Association of Minority Mortgage Bankers of America. So anybody can join NAMBA. It is for everybody, but particularly it's a community of minority mortgage bankers. So African American, Latina, any minority. So what the running joke was, that the mortgage industry is stale, male, and pale. So it's the exact opposite of that. We had a little razzle dazzle, a little flavor. And at the gala, it may or may not have been some cute dogs party hopping up in there. Okay. But I did go there to connect with some of my colleagues around the nation, which was super fun connecting with them. Some people that I never actually met in person, but I had seen online, like on Instagram. So kind of low-key fanning out because sometimes I don't know, you kind of be feeling like people in real life, but you really don't know them in real life. So that was an opportunity, and I went and I got to learn a lot about what is predicted for the fourth quarter, what's gonna come next year, what these rates gonna do next year. So I want to give you a little bit of that information, but yeah, so I've still been working, fighting for my life. all my life I had to fight. Okay. And really right now I've been spending a lot of time planning for Q1, y'all. So in mortgage or in real estate, everybody has a different cycle, right? So this is a sales job. And let's not forget that. I think that I don't talk about that enough. I want to be real clear. I am not here for my health. Okay. The goal is to provide education, to provide some value so that if you want to purchase a home or you know your friends or family want to purchase a home, y'all will holler at your girl. Okay. That's what the goal is. All right. So I've been planning for that. So I have a little bit of an initiative. I'm like 24 in 24. So 2024 is on the way. It'll be here in 5 minutes. And I don't know where and why and how I got this number, but I want to do like $24 million in transactions, which is about 12 times more than what I've done so far this year. It's been a mess, but whatever. We're going to turn it around. But I want to make sure I do that through strategic partnerships, alliances, making sure that I am staying abreast of the industry, making sure that I'm staying in front of you guys. And to be honest, this is a very time consuming thing, like recording videos, editing videos, and all of that. But I'm gonna suck it up because I really enjoy it. I like the talking. I like to talk. I like to laugh, all of that stuff. So my goal for next year is I want to get $24 million in loan volume in 2024. And I want 24 of my transactions to come from the YouTube, y'all. So that means I need you guys to tell people about me. I have a lot of loan officers that follow me, but I would love to have some realtors that follow me that would be interested in connecting and doing business together in the next year. I would love if you guys would tell, like I said, your family and friends, have them subscribe to my channel, because like I said, I promise you, everything ain't gonna always be rainbows and sunshine, but I guarantee whatever I share with you will absolutely be the truth. What's up, Sim? How are you? Thanks for pulling up on me. I told Sim a little bit earlier, I was like, I'm going to go and do a live stream today on YouTube. So he remembered, he thought of me. So thank you so much for thinking of me and joining me. Let me see. What else? So planning for Q1, really going to start looking toward having conversations, like I said, with not just first time home buyers, because, and we'll talk about it in a second, but it's hard to buy a house right now. And so I'm going to give you some strategies for if you are entering the market, who should be in the market, should you be in the market? Is the real estate market going to turn around? When is it going to get better for first time home buyers? So we'll talk a little bit about that, but I've definitely been networking with the investor community, and I'm gonna tell y'all, they be buying houses. Okay. They are out here buying houses and they don't care nothing about the interest rates for obvious reasons, because they're looking at life beyond the interest rate. So love that for them. I have a podcast. Don't know if y'all know that. What else have I been doing? So I have a podcast. I have been pretty consistent with that, only because Tony Stanford, who is a local realtor here in the Charlotte area, he'll hit me up and be like, are we going to record today? Okay, yeah, I'm on the way. And I show up. I'll be 30 minutes late, but I'll be here. Ooh, I look so short. I need a pillow to sit on. I had a pillow. Let me sit on my pillow. Okay, that's better. I don't look like I'm in a not a high chair. What is it? Like the little babies, like out of reach up to eat. So this is a lot better. See, I told you I forgot all the whole setup and everything. I don't know. I committed to doing it. I said I was going to do it. I said it out loud. So here I go. Okay. So, but yeah, we did a live session. So we had our 25th podcast episode, which our podcast is called the Uninvited House Guest Podcast. And so it's myself, the lender, and then he's a real estate agent. And we just talk about a host of things from different perspectives. I go way off the deep end, but he brings me back down to life again with his logic and his real estate expertise. So it's a really good balance, and I really enjoyed it. So like I said, we did episode 25, and we had an audience. He wanted to like do it in front of people. He wanted to record in front of people, and so we did do like a first time homebuyer seminar while recording our show live. So that was a lot of fun. So it gave me some things to think about, some ideas and things like that for the upcoming year. So we'll see how these ideas go. I be getting all the ideas in the world, but baby, I be tired. The execution, I need a team. I need a team of people. Like I would show up on YouTube every single day. I promise you. If I didn't think that I had to set up this equipment, if I didn't think that I had to research topics and things like that, oh my gosh, y'all require a lot on YouTube. On Instagram, I could just click live and just start rambling. I'll be in the car and things be amazing. But whatever. So enough of the pleasantries. Let's jump into it. So when will the real estate market get better for first-time home buyers? Let's talk about some market updates, okay? So not a whole lot of market updates. Things are what they are. They're going to be what they're going to be. This problem that we're having with supply is going to be here for a long time. I honestly don't see a way out of it. We're going to have this issue probably for easily 10 years, if not longer. So what can you do? People are moving to Charlotte. I want to say they said something like 50, 60 people move to Charlotte every single day. Where they gonna live? Where they going? So one of the things that we're starting to see is these house hacking. So I've been hearing a lot about house hacking on different social media platforms, and they talk about it. And house hacking is effectively taking a multi-unit property, so a 2 to 4 unit property. You live in one, and then you have tenants in the second, third, and fourth unit, and you collect rent from them, and ideally it pays for your mortgage in its entirety, and you live for free. Well, it used to be 3 days ago that the easiest and best way to do this strategy was to secure an FHA loan. FHA required 3.5% down as a down payment for you to be able to get into your first investment property. And I say investment with quotes because I don't want to mislead anyone. You must live in the property. And a lot of times on social media, people do get a little carried away with advertising this as an investment home, an investment home, an investment home. You need to live there. You got to live there in order to do this. But if you did not qualify for FHA because the units were like more than whatever the FHA loan amount was for a 2, 3, or 4 unit property, you would have to do a conventional loan. And the conventional loan required you to have 15, 20, 25% down. That is no longer. So the breaking news for this week is if you are someone that has been interested in buying a multi-unit property, 2, 3, or 4 unit property, you will be able to get into that 2, 3, or 4 unit property with only 5% down. That is a very big deal to some people. So again, my promise is I'm going to always be honest with you and tell you I'm going to call bullshit when I see it. Y'all, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I live in the South. You guys, this is a great opportunity for people up north because they are used to living like that. They have multi-units. They have co-ops and apartments that they can buy. They have all these unique ways to fit a lot of people in a small space because they have way more people in terms of their population than we do here in the South. We don't live like that. And because we don't live like that, finding a duplex or a triplex or a quad is going to be very, very challenging for you. Now, I know for sure here in the Charlotte area where I live, they are changing some of the zoning. They're changing some of the zoning to allow for, I think, the 3 units. So we are really, honestly, if you look at a map of Charlotte, we are finally breaking ground on the absolute last piece of undeveloped land in the city. And so because of that, they're now looking like, oh, well, maybe we should live more like they do up north. So we are going to start to have more of those properties. But I find that a misconception that people have when it comes to talking about these multi-units, for whatever reason, people don't think that there are 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses in one building. You're not going to get a 4-unit for the price of one. It doesn't work like that. So your budget has to be able to absorb the debt to income ratio for a $750,000 situation. Whereas if you got a single family home, it might have only been $450,000. So that's something that you have to consider. But it is good news for whoever it's good news for. So 5% down will allow you to start house hacking with multi-unit properties wherever you are all across the nation. Is not geographic, it's not any type of geographic restrictions or anything like that. I was just wanting to point out the obvious, because when people hear that, there are some really popular people on social media that are from the north, and they're in, the real estate space. And so they make these comments, and we kind of internalize them like, oh, I want to do that too. But it's a lot more challenging here just because we don't live. That's not how our infrastructure is set up, at least for right now. So if that's something that you would like to do, 5% down, that's a big update. Second update, and I talked about this on my Instagram yesterday. October 16th is coming. If you are self-employed and you have filed a tax extension, time is up. You got a week. You got 6 days to get your taxes filed for 2022. So that means that now we're going to start requiring everybody to produce their 2021 tax returns as well as 2022 tax returns if you are somebody that is, getting a loan that requires you to show your tax returns. The thing about that is that I want to highlight, and I'm telling you, you need to tell a friend this, okay? Like, listen up. This is a big deal. I'm about to put you up on some game. Are you ready? Get ready. All right, here we go. If you are self-employed and you have not talked to your tax preparer about purchasing a home, and you filed a tax extension, and you have to have your tax extension, you have to have your taxes done by next week, October the 16th. Here is a hack. Traditionally, we do require that you have 2 years of tax returns done if you are self-employed, so that we can average those 2 years together to figure out, well, how much money do you really make? We have to see your taxable income. People do not realize that when they wait until January to say, hey, Joy, I want to buy a house. Listen to me, and listen to me good. If you filed a tax extension and you still have time to talk to your tax preparer and you know that you want to buy a home, tell them now, tell them fast. Let them know, hey, I know I got a week, but I just thought I should let you know I really do want to buy a house next year. So work your magic. That likely means that you are going to have to cut a check to the government. We are looking at your taxable income. That means that you can't have a whole bunch of tax write-offs. You can't take your $200,000 barbershop business and whittle it down to $27,000 and then come to me and say you want to buy a $500,000 home. That is not going to work out favorably for you, okay? Because we have to qualify you off of your taxable income. So now that we've established that groundwork, here's the hack. You have October, okay, to file 2022's tax returns. And then 6 months later, the deadline is in April to file 2023's tax returns. So realistically, you can get 2 years of tax returns done in 6 months and be ready to purchase a home. If you do not take what I'm saying seriously and you do not apply this strategy, I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. You are going to find it very challenging when I say to you, oh, well, you have to wait another year. Okay. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It happens every single year without fail. So please, please, please file your taxes October 16th. Before then, tell your tax preparer your intentions to purchase a home. They're smart people. They know that you can't qualify for a $500,000 home off $27,000, but you got to communicate that to them because they're going to find all the deductions that they can possibly find, and they're going to feel that they just put on a cape and now they're a hero. But in actuality, they have ruined your life. Now, there's some alternate loan products that we can use in the event your taxable income is not enough for you to purchase a home, but you actually do have money to support it. We can look at bank statement loans or a profit and loss loan or a 1099 loan. But I'm just telling you, if you are wanting to buy a home and you want to do 3% down or 3.5% down, and you want to go more of a conventional route, you are going to have your taxes properly prepared for 2 years. So you literally have 6 months to get 2 years of tax returns if you've not already filed that tax for 2022. All right. So that's that on that. How practical is funding a triplex or a quad deal at this point? It's practical. It's very practical. Like I said, 5% down is going to be the minimum down payment that's required for a conventional loan. 3.5% down is the minimum that's required for FHA. So those are very low barriers of entry, especially when you start talking about trying to parlay it into residual income for years to come. And you start talking about how many doors do you have? So doors equal rent payments, right? Or potential profit. So being able to get in with 3.5% or 5% down, that is a big, big deal. Because if you do, say, a single family home, or a condo or something, well, a single family home, you're going to be required to put down a minimum of 15% if it's an investment property. So it's a very low barrier of entry, super duper easy way to get in how you fit in. So it's very, very practical. Very, very practical. Let's go for 5% in the college area. 5% what? Oh, the multi-unit. Yes. Oh man, I had a lady that she bought a home for her son. Well, it was a couple. They were a married couple, husband and wife. And their son attends North Carolina A&T, Aggie Bride. He is a second semester freshman, and a lot of the dorms or a lot of these schools, I guess HBCUs, I'm not really sure if it's a widespread issue, but some of these schools are starting to have issues with housing, and they don't have enough housing available, or they can't guarantee housing for anyone past their freshman year. And so they put 5% down, and he's a homeowner. They don't always have that house. So that is an amazing way to be able to buy an investment property. If you have a college age child, buy him a house, buy her a home, because it's always going to be someone there that's going to need to occupy it. Always, always, always. How practical is it to fund a ground up project? That I don't know because I don't offer a construction or permanent loan right now. I
Okay.
do know that they're a lot more risky, so you don't find as many loan lenders, lenders that offer it. I know that it was something that people kind of shied away from a few years ago. Some of the projects stopped getting funded just because, like I said, the way that those type of projects work. So a construction loan would be you apply and say, okay, I'm building this um, $1 million home, and they're going to issue the money in draws. So you're going to get a little bit at a time. They're going to come, they're going to check out what you've done. They're going to make sure that the plans that you have submitted are actually being done and done properly, inspected properly. And then as you continue to go and then the house is complete, you would use up all of the draws, so all of the $1 million or whatever it is. And then you have to refinance that construction loan into a permanent loan. Therefore, now you have a fully existing home, and so you'll be able to live your life like you would have if you would have purchased just a home that was already new construction developed. So that's an opportunity, but I don't know a whole lot about that. um, I would guess that you probably got to have some, a good amount of money in terms of like reserves and things like that. I don't know what the down payment requirement is like for something like that. One strategy that I have been sharing with people recently is using a renovation loan. So, renovation loans will allow you to pretty much gut the inside of a house, refresh it, and make it brand new again to your own liking. So, for example, if you're someone you qualify for, say, a $550,000 house. Okay, you already qualify. If you were to go out, you found a 550 house, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this works for me. You would probably be able to get the loan, whatever. So the way that a renovation loan works is, let's say you found a property that's 300 and you hate the kitchen, you want to add a pool in the back, but we know that you qualify for 550. You could use your renovation loan to acquire that property, finance 6 months of payments in that loan, and use that 6 months to renovate the property and get it the way that you want to. So it's a great opportunity to get almost like a semi-custom home, if that makes sense. So you can finance the improvements to that property. So that's a way to work around building from the ground up. If you already found a house that got some good bones, good location. For myself, I'm a city girl, not like a city girl, but like I'm an urban dweller. I'm not gonna function very well in rural areas. I chose where I live because I'm real trifling. I will let my gas tank get to 2 miles. Two. I need to be near a gas station and I need to be near a grocery store at all times. I can't be 15 minutes, 20 minutes back off the main road. That won't work out well for me. So that type of construction loan will work super good, or excuse me, renovation loan will work super good for somebody that wants to go into some of these older communities that have been around since the 50s, 60s, 70s, and gut it out and make it beautiful, make it your own. So that's an option for you. Aggie Pride all day. Homecoming season is upon us. G-Ho is a coming. I won't be there though. I will not be partaking in any of those type of shenanigans this year. That is not what the Lord has for me. So, oh, that's another thing I've been doing. I ain't talk about that. Me and the Lord, we've been walking and talking and holding hands. We've been going together real good lately. Um, and it's allowed me to adjust my mindset and just really become a better person. So that's another thing I've been doing. That's why I've been in my Bible. But I'm about to get in my bag. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So I won't be at homecoming this year. But if you are gonna go, please, turn it up one time for me. So those are the market updates on that. So let me show y'all these articles real quick and then get up out of here. Um okay. So I wish I could take credit for this statement. I really do. I swear I want to steal it so bad, but because I'm an honest person and I have integrity, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I heard somebody say, when you start asking about, is it a good time to buy? He said, you have to ask yourself, is it a good time to buy or a bad time to finance? Oh my God. Is it a bad time to buy or a bad time to finance? That's what it is. Yeah. Is it a bad time to buy or a bad time to finance? And he is absolutely right. Is 100% right. So I think by making a differentiation between what those two things mean, it could change the perspective for a lot of people. So I was reading this article. So I subscribe to a lot of different news outlets, but I found this one here because I have my what is it called? Not Housing Wire. My Google alerts set. So I'll anything about first time home buyers and stuff, I'll have it pulled. And so I thought this was so interesting because it's like almost everyone thinks it's a bad idea to buy a house now. But the reality of it is y'all are using the wrong words. It's not a bad time to buy a house. It's not the most ideal time to finance one. That's the difference. And so I don't know. I got a kick out of it because it's just like it's so true. The article here says that according to latest survey from Fannie Mae, measuring the housing sentiment, and y'all they measure everything. It is not anything that they don't survey about. They know every detail of everything as it relates to consumers, home buying, what's going on with the house, housing starts. They know it all. So 84% of the people in September said now's a bad time to buy a house. Well, 16% thought it was a good time to buy. So basically, most people in America are like, I ain't doing it. I'm over it. Don't play with me. And in my world, I'm gonna be honest with you. The interest rates have caused a lot of people to sit on the sidelines. The interest rates have created a situation where the people that can buy, because I'm looking at your bank account. You got all the money. What are you talking about? Why you don't want to buy a house? It's a great idea. The people that can buy don't want to because they probably have really good credit or what have you, and they feel like greener pastures are on the way, right around the corner. So they'll be ready when the rates do drop. Okay. So that's interesting because, like I said, financing, yeah, it is very hard to qualify for a home right now, but it doesn't mean that a home is not a good investment. Mortgage rates persistently over 7%. Y'all, we have officially crossed the 8% threshold. So it is it's high. I don't know what else to say. There isn't anything else that I could add to it. We have the lowest housing sales since the 90s, the highest rates in almost 20 years. So financing right now is probably not where it's at. But if you understand a strategy behind it and you know the long-term gain that you're seeking from it, and you understand that purchasing a home is not for today, it's a wealth building strategy for the long term. Purchasing a home should not be your one and only investment. You should have multiple things in your investment portfolio. Your 401ks, IRAs, any stocks, things of that nature. I don't know, is crypto still a thing? I'm not really all the way sure about that. But, if that's your judge, go ahead. But the one thing that we know for certain is land is finite, meaning we can't make more land. They can't drain the ocean and be like, oh, we're going to build here. No, it doesn't work like that. So if you can buy Um, hopefully, possibly you'll be able to refinance. I don't like to promise people that. I think that that is horrible marketing because I function in integrity. I don't want to set anybody up for failure in the long term just because I'm trying to get commission check. And again, if y'all know somebody, okay. So confidence is unlikely to change. So only 17% of the respondents believe that interest rates are going to go down in the next 12 months, while 46% of the consumers expect rates will continue to increase over that same period. The another 37% say they're going to stay where they are. So why are the rates doing what they're doing? One big reason is because the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, we beefing right now. Okay. Jerome, if you see this, I don't like you. He waited too late to control the market when it should have been controlled. So back in 2020, 2021, when things were running amok and people were out here, buying 2 and 3 houses because their interest rates were 2.5%, 3%. And people were paying, 30% over asking or whatever it was, $100,000 over asking, some ridiculous number. Back then, when they were shutting people out, not accepting VA offers, not accepting FHA offers, not accepting down payment assistance offers. Back then, he should have said, "Oh, let's slow down." No, he didn't want to do that. He didn't do that. I'm telling you, want to know what he did? He was scared. Trump was like, "You better not. You better not do it. I'm gonna come over there. I know where you work." And I bet you he ain't touched them rates until Trump got up out of there. So your takeaway can be whatever you want your takeaway to be. He caused he didn't cause a housing problem, but he's caused the affordability problem. Absolutely. And so when you mix in the affordability problem with the housing problem, now we got a full-fledged disaster on our hands where it's no longer an American dream. It's like who I don't know. Like most consumers just can't afford a $3,500 a month payment. In most cases, I mean, some people can, I mean, a lot of people can because they still buying these houses. But I think that that's something that that's important that we highlight. Okay, so that's that on that. Let me see what you talking about over here. What's a light flex? I swear, I wish. What's a light flex? What's a light? What I say? What I say? I don't know what I said. But yeah, um, we are in the scared money season, and so yeah, we are. Scared money don't make money, and so when people are scared, a lot of times people that have a lot of capital, they run into the flames. They run into the fire. They say, "Oh my God, now it's expansion season. It's time to expand." I can expand my footprint, my market share. There's a book called The Gap in the Game. I have not had the opportunity to read it, but the number one loan officer in the United States, he works for a company, Guaranteed Rate, and he was talking about the gap in the game. And effectively, that's it. He like, hey, everybody else running away, everybody else dropping out. Everybody, hey, I'm staying around. I'm gonna develop these relationships. I'm gonna fortify these relationships, and then when the flames calm down, I'm gonna be one left standing. And that's how the housing market has worked. People are out here scared, so they're running away. But the people that have the money available, like really, really have it and have an understanding for again a long-term strategy, they're running into the flames with no problem without batting an eyelash. So that's I don't know. That's I need to find more of those people. I need to find more people. I need more firemen. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Is it a bad time to buy or a bad time to finance is a light flex. If you got it, then you're taking action while everyone else is waiting on the sidelines. Absolutely. Yeah. Cause I mean, again, I think again, people equate loans, recession, housing crisis. Oh, the houses, they're, gonna go down in value. But the problem last time was that we had too many houses available on the market. This time we don't have enough houses available in the market. And so that is going to continue to put pressure on the inventory that is there. And it's going to put upward pressure. Now, I'm going to tell you, Jerome lied. So Jerome thought, oh, okay, well, if I jack up the interest rates, it'll make all of the prices go down. Well, no, that's not going to happen because there's not enough houses to go around. It may have done that if there were more homes available in the market. I don't know what these people be talking about in their meetings. I swear I don't. I don't know where he got that idea from, but whatever. Having a home go down in value, $10,000 or $20,000, that is nothing compared to the fact that they just earned $200,000 on their equity in the last 2 years. Almost half of the homes right now have no mortgage on them. You think they worried? What? You think they concerned? No, they're not. They're not worried about that at all. But yeah, it's always a good investment. But the one thing that I always tell people when I have my Zoom calls, because I do Zoom calls with my home buyers, I do the loan application with them. I'll do a Zoom call and I'll kind of say, hey, what's your goal? And kind of set the expectations. And I walk them through all of the steps. And it's really kind of like a personal home buying seminar. The one thing that I cannot make you do is realize that this is a long-term strategy. And if you are someone that does not have the mindset to understand that over time values do increase all the time, like we'll never have housing prices from the 80s ever again. Like that is a fact. So why would it change now? Why would we all of a sudden do a U-turn and just everything that we've ever known in the history of the housing market does not be true? Uh, like I said, there's some things that can be worked on, but if you're only someone that's a short-term thinker and you're thinking, oh, that payment is too high month to month, and you're not thinking, oh, okay, I got an 8% rate. Oh, shoot, the tax code changed a couple of years ago. I can only write off $22,000 or $24,000 as my whatever that the deduction for being like head of household or whatever if you're not itemizing. Well, guess what you can do now? Guess what? I can almost guarantee you got more than $24,000 in interest. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna I'm gonna guarantee it. I know you do because I write the loans. I see. These are tax write-offs. These are tax deductions. But I can't make someone understand that and understand that play in a 1 hour long phone call. So yes, interest rates are up. Yes, it's slightly uncomfortable for some people. Yes, it's completely impossible for others. But you got to get out what you want to get out from it. You either going to position yourself to be able to refinance in a year or two, or you just gonna be big mad. One thing that I really want to hit home on in terms of like, is the market or when is the market going to get better? A couple of things. I can tell you from my experience, if you are somebody that had bad credit, if you are someone that has low assets, if you are somebody that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you tried to buy a house and no one will call you back, now is your time. And I know it sounds a little bit ironic. Well, Joy, I thought you just said you got to have all this money. You do. But no one was taking the time out to talk to the people that weren't A and B buyers. If you, I mean, you was A and B, that's the only people we were talking to then, right? It was low hanging fruit. Well, are we going, you got to get what you can while you can, right? And that's, I mean, I'm just being honest about it. Like, it's the sales job, it's commission driven. Like, here's a check, here's not one. Where do you think I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to the check, right? So if you are somebody that nobody was willing to talk to a couple of years ago, now is your time. You are getting all the attention that you deserve and then some. People are more willing to sit with you and talk to you about your credit and counsel you through all these things that no one was willing to talk to you about before. So it can position you, if you take advantage of this time, this downtime, it can allow you to position yourself properly to be able to move forward whenever you are fully prepared to buy. The best time to buy is always yesterday. It is. Okay. You might have missed your window. And, I know it's not fun for somebody to hear that, but it's the truth. You might have missed your window. But what we can do is talk a little bit about some of the strategies. So, bad time to finance, good time to buy. Let's do some really quick math. And I talked about this on my IG yesterday. How much house can you buy? The formula is really simple. A comfortable mortgage payment or a comfortable purchase price is about 3.5 times whatever your annual salary is. Now, you can get real aggressive. You can go all the way up to 5 times, but I wouldn't recommend it. You are very unlikely to qualify for that much, but that is the formula. So whatever your salary is times 3.5 is about how much purchase price you should be comfortable affording. If you want to bump it up a little bit, call it 4 times. That's okay. That's fine. But you got to think about, do you got a whole lot of other debts and things that you're bringing to the table? And if you do, then you're not going to be able to push it like some other people might. So 3.5 times, 4 times, up to maybe 5 times your annual salary, gross salary, your before tax salary. So if someone earns $90,000 a year, they can comfortably afford a $315,000 home. Now, obviously, when the rates were a lot lower, I mean, of course, we would easily talk about, the 5 times that, but now is not the time for that conversation. Same person, $90,000. Let's do 4 times, $360,000. Well, the median purchase price in the Charlotte metro area is about $380, according to the data from the month of September of 2023. So that's about how much you need to earn to be able to even consider applying for that. And I think that this is especially helpful for my realtors that are out there, that sometimes they have these conversations and they interact with the potential borrowers before loan officers do. You got to have these conversations. You got to have these hard conversations and set the expectation accordingly. Like, no, you're not buying no $350,000 house and you make $52,000 a year. Not happening. So gross annual salary times 3.5 or 4 will give you the purchase price that you're probably going to be most comfortable with, and most likely to be approved for. So, good luck. Good luck. And it was so crazy because I was on IG and I posted it on IG and I got all kind of people like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't know. But I'm thinking to myself, like, is that not the same formula for your rent? Don't you have to earn 3.5 times the rent to be able to qualify for the apartment? So it's the same, it's similar. with a home loan in terms of the housing ratio. All that back end stuff, your cars and your student loans and stuff like that's a little bit different. But this ain't even on my paper, but I'm glad I said that. Student loans, y'all, student loans, they do. You gotta pay them. It's time to pay your student loans. So make your payments. We've always counted the debt against you. So do not be dismayed. Do not be afraid. Do not fear. We've always factored that debt in. So, you probably are going to be okay if you try to apply for a home. There's some rhetoric that's out there that tries to make people a little scared, like, oh, I got this loan and it's good for people with student loans. All loans are good for people with student loans. We've always created a payment as a placeholder, and your payment is unlikely to be higher than the payment formula that we calculate. We use 0.5% of your outstanding debt for your payment. Your payment is most likely going to be much, much lower than that, especially if it's an income-driven payment where they're only using 5% of your discretionary income for that payment. And of course, there's also a sliding scale based on the number of dependents that you have. So if it's you and you got 3 kids, you probably ain't gonna have a payment. So don't worry about that. Don't be scared of it at all. So kind of going back to the people that I said, hey, if nobody was checking for you 2-3 years ago, now is your time for somebody to talk to you. Why is my camera doing that? So if I was saying, like, if nobody was talking to you a couple of years ago, now's your time, people are talking to you. You want to make sure that you're having these conversations and that you are getting yourself prepared to buy yesterday. Because yes, the market is slow. Yes, the rates are the highest they've been in 2 decades. Yes, home prices are as high as they have ever been. However, when the interest rates come down, all those people that I said that's in that middle 80%, my A and B people, my good credit, lot of money people, A and B borrowers, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, oh, give me one of these. They're gonna be right back in the market, and it's gonna put pressure on the prices. And what's gonna happen? Prices are gonna go up. Are they gonna go up exponentially? Probably not. But right now, the only people that are winning in this housing market, and this is a strategy, and I really hate to say this, but it's the truth. The only people that are really truly winning right now in this housing market are new construction. They have these incentives where they're offering people these permanent buy downs to get the rates down to about 6%. And so what that suggests to the rest of us is that is the magic number. 6% and below. Probably I'm gonna say 5.99 because it's psychological, right? The second people hear the rates are like 5.99, it's a wrap. Oh, happy day. I can't wait. When is that day coming, Joy? I don't know. They done lied to me several times. They said that May 10th was gonna be the day, and then it was November, and y'all, we don't know. The rates were going up last week, and we had absolutely no clue that was gonna happen. We just woke up, and the market just started doing what it wanted to do. So 8% rates are in fact upon us. The 2-1 buy down strategy is something that has become enormously popular, especially with the new construction. The 2-1 buy down strategy basically works like this. If you are trying to negotiate the purchase price of a house, don't do that. You want to preserve the integrity of the neighborhood's price point and just say, hey, your house is $380. Give me $10,000 so I can buy my rate down from 8% to 6% for the first year. And then that second year, it's going to go up to 7%. And then that third year, you'll be back at the market rate. But hopefully during that time, interest rates will go down and you can refinance to a lower rate so you can stay below that 8%. That is a great negotiating strategy. You have to rely on your realtor's skill set to be able to pull that off. These builders, they just giving it away. So there is not much skill set that's going to be required to negotiate that because it's just there. Or like I said, they're throwing $20,000 at you and they're doing these permanent rate buy downs. So that's another thing that, I mean, like I said, it's just a strategy, I guess, if you into that sort of thing. I am not a preferred lender, but I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out here on Beyonce's internet. Hey, I'm happy to be a preferred lender if you are a builder. Holla at your girl. Which leads me to this last 2 points, and then I'm done. So, y'all, this false advertising gotta stop. Right now, on any number of Instagram pages that I follow, I will see people that are not loan officers saying, hey, so-and-so builder is a 4.99 rate with no explanation. And as a consumer, you looking at it and you like, oh, I got to get that rate. That is not allowed. So let me tell you the questions that you need to ask to know, is this rate a real rate? First of all, you need to understand what are the pricing parameters that are around this alleged rate, okay? Lenders are not allowed to just throw something out there that's not going to be available. We don't know if this rate going to be here tomorrow. No clue whatsoever. We have to tell you certain information up front when we're advertising rates. So if you have ever watched any of my videos and I start giving examples and I say, okay, so like, let's pretend that this is the purchase price and the rate is such and such. I will stop and I will explicitly be like, I'm lying. I'm making this up. Don't believe nothing I'm saying. This is totally fictitious. And I put emphasis on that it's an example because I'm not trying to mislead people into thinking that this thing is available and it is not. So you need to ask, what are the parameters for someone to qualify for such and such rate? What is the loan program for this particular rate? What is the annual percentage rate? Because a lot of times people think the APR and the interest rate is the same thing, and that is not true. The interest rate is the interest rate. The annual percentage rate is always going to be higher than whatever the interest rate is. For example, I'm lying, making this up just to illustrate my point. Y'all see what I just did there? So let's say that the interest rate is 6%. Your APR is going to be 6.5, 6.47%. It could be something like that. The wider that gap is, I'm about to teach you something. Y'all listening? The wider the gap is between the interest rate and the APR that's listed, indicates that there is a lot of costs that's involved for you to get that rate. So the APR, or the annual percentage rate, is just, it tells you, hey, there's some fees here. Pay attention. It could be discount points, things like that. You just gotta pay attention. So I just taught you something. You heard it here first. Let me see. The other question that you should probably ask is there a particular interest rate? Is there a particular down payment that's required for me to get this particular rate? Is it a specific property type? There are a lot of things that go into interest rates. And for me to see so many people on Instagram that just throw this information out, it bothers me because I just feel like it's misleading to people. You can't advertise something as being a fixed rate if it's not. Is it a 15-year fixed rate? Is it a 10-year fixed rate? Is it a 30-year fixed rate? because those are all different rates, different prices, different pricing, excuse me. Have somebody putting 20% down is totally different than somebody putting 3.5% down. There's just, it's so many different things that are involved, but you guys have got to ask the questions. And if you're not asking, you're going to be misled and disappointed, because you're going to say, oh, I thought I was getting, woo, woo, woo. I had this girl that got pre-approved with me a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. She's a veteran, and she was just enamored by this 2-1 buy down. She had been getting pre-qualified, which is the difference between being pre-approved. So I'll circle back to that in just a second. She had asked this lending company, hey, I want to buy this house and I need to qualify for more. They was like, well, how much you want? Oh, okay. So went up from 300 to 350. Okay, cool. Here you go, 350. So then she come back, oh no, I want more. How about 420? Okay, here you go. Like within seconds, right? So she gets to me and she like, I want to buy a house yesterday. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I need to see some stuff. I need to see some papers. I need to see some pay stubs. I need to see some assets. I need to see some documentation on you. Who are you? I don't know you like that. I'm not telling you what you can buy because I don't know. I need to pull your credit report. I got things to do. I got to check and verify all of these things because I'm not sending you out here for you to be twisting in the wind and then be mad at me when it don't work out. Okay. And so she was looking at new construction because she went out again. I was taking too long. So she just did what she wanted to do. And I knew something was up because she kept texting me these real specific questions. Like it just, I don't know. So she ended up getting a quote from the sales associate in the model home. They are not qualified to give you interest rates. They are not loan officers. They are there to sell you the house. Their job is to make you fall in love, get you emotionally all hot and bothered. You know, you all like, and then send you off to their preferred lender. So then that preferred lender will be able to do their due diligence. Well, she sent me something and was like, oh, they're going to give me a 4.875. Can you match it? First of all, you don't know if you can get it. What you mean, can I match it? So when I did my Zoom call with her, I got an opportunity to like really ask questions because I'm looking at my rate sheet and I'm like, how is this remotely possible that she can get this rate? So let me tell you what the sales associate did. Again, the sales associate sells the house, not the loan. These are totally different jobs, okay? People be thinking I'm a realtor. I don't know why y'all think that. I'm not a real, I don't sell houses. I sell money. I sell money. So she had gone online and was like, oh, such and such credit union says today's rate is whatever. And then did the math for her 2-1 buy down based on that. And I said to her, well, wait a minute. How much money did you say they were going to give you? $7,000. So I started showing her the math. We're doing the math together. I said, do you understand that for that to be true, you're going to have to put up a certain amount of money? Oh, wait, no, no, what you mean? Yeah, they didn't tell you all of that. They just razzle-dazzled you with a 4.875% interest rate. You didn't ask about the APR because you didn't know to ask about it. And you totally ready to dump me. I think I'm dumped, though. I ain't talked to her in a while. Oh, shoot. I think I'm dumped. Oh, Lord. I need to make a note. Let me call this girl tomorrow. See if I got dumped. Hang on a second. I think I'm dumped, though. But I reminded her of what her goals were and what she said that she wanted. And I helped her quickly understand that that's not what you told me at the beginning of this conversation. You said that you were trying to achieve this. How we get over here? Because the house was shiny and bright and new and it had matching furniture and it smelled good on the inside. And they done, like I said, razzle dazzle her with the interest rate that she's probably not going to be able to have. So you got to ask some questions. If you see somebody saying a rate is something, you gotta dig in, because real estate is a sales job. Being a loan officer is a sales job. All they trying to do is just get you in the door. Once you in the door, they figure, hey, you in here now. We're going to try and trap you. We're going to trap you with a baby. No, with a baby house. Oh, Lord. Don't let them shoot it up on you. I swear that's what it's like. And they ain't going to be paying no child support. This is going to be you and your baby. Oh, that was so inappropriate. But it was funny though. But it's true. Well, whatever. It's true. I feel like that was like the perfect metaphor. It was an amazing metaphor. Like, think about it. Like, that is exactly what they there for. They like, oh, baby, please, baby, please. Now they got your phone number. They done took you out on a little date. And you done gave it up too fast. Look at you. You got nothing to show for it except this fake interest rate. So that is something, though, all jokes aside, that's something that I want you all to consider. You got to think about it. You got to realize that you got to ask questions, because they are going to try to sell you. That's all they are there for. They're not there to counsel you or anything like that. Sometimes, a lot of times, what ends up happening is we will find ourselves in these home buying situations where you want to buy a house. You ready to buy a house. You all geeked and excited. And you want the loan officer to tell you what to do. This is something, and I'm like super serious now. So as I started thinking about my goals for next year, and I started thinking about some of the things that I've been doing this year and last year, I do my Zoom call. I try to tell people, oh, this is what you do. Guess what I get? Guess what I get? I get dumped. I get nothing. I get no return on my investment, because they see the rates, and that's all they want. They gone. Okay. Fun fact. A pre-approval and a pre-qualification are two different things. And while people are razzle-dazzled by interest rates, and interest rates sway them, I am not in no way, shape, or form trying to say I don't sell money, because I sell money. So interest rates make a difference in selling that money. Like, let's be completely honest. You can like me all day long, but if somebody down the block gonna save you $150 a month, go. I'm totally okay with that. Because that's what makes sense, right? What I want people to understand is that whenever you are trying to qualify for a loan, you want to buy a house, okay? This is in the age of 8% rates, 10% rates, 3% rates, any rates. You got to understand that the loan officer's job is to get you a pre-approval. Nothing more, nothing less. A pre-approval or pre-qualification. Let me make the distinction. Nothing more, nothing less. They want you to be able to go out. We're going to pull your credit, send you out on your way. You're going to be so hyped and excited. Oh, I could buy a $450,000 house and I make $45,000 a year. This is going to be great. They don't share no information. They done kept it basic to a minimum, 30 minutes in and out. And then when the things start falling apart, for whatever reason, I get the phone call. It's like, oh, Joy, can you help me? Nah, you wanted a 4.875 rate. Why you ain't? What? The one and only thing that's important whenever you want to qualify for a home is, can you get a loan? That's it. The one and only thing that matters, the absolute most, when you're trying to get a loan, is can you get one? If you can't get one, who cares? Interest rate could be zero. You can't have it because you can't get a loan. What I've noticed, and I mean, I guess I'm gonna call a thing because I've been wanting to say this for a minute, y'all. I'm getting a little spicy. In the real estate community, for whatever reason, Black realtors have a reputation of sending the clients that don't qualify as easily to Black loan officers because there is a perception that we're going to spend more time counseling, hand holding, oh, let's talk about your credit and all of these things. When the reality is that is not our job. And I know it's like, oh, that's mean to say that, but it's true. Like the loan officers that do the $50 million that don't look like me, they got that pipeline. They got 50 million for a reason because they talk to people that qualify and they move on. What I know to be true, and this is an experience that I just had recently. So here's a cautionary tale. I had someone that was referred to me that I was supposed to rescue the deal. And so it's a Black man. I want to be real, like let's call all the things what they are. So he had gone through a credit repair program, and the credit repair, Miss Credit Repair lady sent him to a white loan officer. Mr. Loan Officer, who has been a loan officer far longer than I have been, because I Googled him. He said, oh, okay, took the guy's application, wrote his app, like everything's a computer. Okay, it's all computer based. So he put in the social security numbers, date of birth. He was able to pull the credit report. Okay. On the loan application, we have some questions. It's not a long application. We ask basic stuff. Where you live, how long you live there, where you lived before that, where you work, how long you worked there, where you worked before that, how much money you make now, how much money did you make last year, how much you make the year before that. You get the pattern here, 2 years of life on you, right? Next question is how much money you got, where is it coming from, and how did it get there? Before, during, and after. That paints the entire picture of a borrower when it's time to get a loan. Remember, we're not talking about rates. We like, can you get a loan? Okay. So Mr. Loan Officer, with way more experience than I have had, took this person's loan application, pulled their credit, and issued them a pre-qualification. But at the top of the pre-qualification letter, it said pre-approval. Okay, cool. What's the problem, Joy? Okay, it's a big problem. Let me explain something to you. With one, we have to check documents. And with the other one, we're just going to take your word for it. Which one do you think is going to be more viable? Which one of those two things do you feel is going to be the one that's going to make it across the finish line? Which one of those two things, if somebody's saying, hey, I need to get your W-2s, I need to get your tax returns, I need to get your pay stub, I need to get your bank statements, I'm looking at your credit report, I'm asking you questions about your credit report, you current on this child support, what's going on? We got questions. Okay, we all up in your business. All right. A pre-qualification is before I qualify you. Okay. I don't know you like that. So hopefully you're telling the truth. We're going to roll whatever you say. So Mr. Loan Officer that don't look like me, that Miss Credit Repair sent this guy to, did a loan application, pulled a credit, click print, sent a PDF, letter at the top said pre-approval. Okay. They get in the transaction. The dude gets under contract with his realtor. In the state of North Carolina, you can have, child, my head, y'all ain't gonna say nothing. In the state of North Carolina, whenever you go under contract, there are two things that you pay up front. You make an earnest money deposit to the attorney so they can hold it, until closing or if the contract don't work out. And then there's due diligence money, which is money that you write a check directly to the seller any event that you trying to waste their time. They say, you're going to pay me for my pain. And so the guy went out, found a property. The problem initially was, this particular lender did not finance this type of property. So now I get the phone call. Okay, let me put my cape on because now I'm good enough. So come to me, and I'm looking at the application and I'm like, y'all, everybody's like, rush, hurry up, do it now, gotta go. And I'm like, okay, cool, we could be done with this in 10 days. Okay, I know we could do it. I already escalated this. We good, we in here. So the Miss Credit Repair and the borrower had this bond. They were not related to each other. I don't even know if they've ever seen each other in person. But Miss Credit Repair was running the whole show. Miss Credit Repair filled out his application for him and submitted it. Miss Credit Repair was like, hey, let me know what I can do to help. If you need documents and stuff, let me know. Woo-woo. So I reached out to the borrower. Hey, I just calling to introduce myself. He said, talk to Miss Credit Repair. Whatever. I'm trying to move on. Let's get this thing done. So now I'm asking questions. I got questions that need answers yesterday. So the other lender, in our communication, because I needed him to transfer the FHA case number over to the company or whatever. So the other lender tells me, oh, yeah, well, I'm just going ahead and let you know that he probably going to get declined anyway because his income was unverifiable. I was like, thank you so much. Makes sense. Okay. Because I could not understand for the life of me, like it was this panic. It was when you do this job for so long, and I think I've said this before, when you are in a job, you encounter people, you know what behaviors feel suspicious. And not suspicious like in a fraud way, but like this is why I feel like y'all rushing? Why I feel like y'all could be leaving information out? Why I feel, just whatever. I don't know, whatever the thing is. Because I talk to barbers all the time, and I'll be like, why you keep calling me, asking me if you are approved? That's red flag. You're probably not. Somebody already told you that you didn't qualify. So things like that. So anyway, why is this? Okay, my camera is tripping. So anyway, so we go through the thing, and so I immediately understand the situation. And I said, hey, let me get your tax returns. Y'all, do y'all know where the story is going? Ask Miss Credit Repair. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So I'm reaching out to Miss Credit Repair lady because apparently this man, he don't know nothing. He don't know nothing about nothing. He just know that he wakes up and he breathes oxygen every day. And so we go through the steps, and I'm asking these questions, and I'm looking I said, hey, I need you to link your bank account information to the system. So I need you to link, if you add light, I add light. I do have light on my face. I have a ring light. I don't know. But so we're going through, and I'm like, I need you to link your bank account information to the system. So then it automatically will pull in the 60 days of transactions, which is far safer. Side note, people think that, oh, y'all gonna be able to be in my account. Honey, we don't want to be in your account. Okay, we busy. We got other stuff to do. We don't even be reading your bank statements like that. Like, if you done been on the rated, websites, and you paying $9.99 a minute or whatever. I don't know what the rate's going for now. I have no idea. But we don't know. We're not looking. We could care less. Okay. I'm looking for one thing and one thing only: your ending balance. Do you got money or no? So I noticed that he had $40. This guy, who was pre-approved by another lender, went under contract, put due diligence money, earnest money, got an appraisal done that he had to pay for. They said they can't do the property. It comes to me. They say, oh, everything's done. He's good. He's good. He's good. We just got an issue with this. Can you get this done? Okay, wait a minute. Something ain't right. So I start asking questions. I'm asking questions. I'm asking a lot of questions. But at the same time, time is of the essence. So I'm kind of pushing things along, pushing. So I just got fed up one night because it just, none of anything was making any sense. The money was not adding up. I still, a week later, did not have the tax returns because apparently he filed 22 and didn't file 21, which is fine. That's not a big deal. Just file them, go to the IRS, get them stamped. Let's move on. Well, the day I was supposed to get that done, I got a phone call. Nope, I didn't get a phone call. I got a text message. Text message was basically like, hey, it's been real. But I just feel like, I'm gonna go in a different direction. You just, if it's too complicated. He's thinking it's too complicated. Miss Credit Repair is thinking it's too complicated. Everybody in the transaction is like, it's my fault because I'm asking questions. Because I'm like, where is your money? You said that you wrote a $3,000, $3,500 check. Where did the money come from? Was it mattress money? Did you okay, it's a cashier's check. So did you give the bank cash money? Because that ain't gonna go good. I'm asking questions. Okay, you say you getting a gift. Where's the gift coming from? I need to see the bank statements from where the gift is coming from. Oh, that's one question too many, huh? Oh, well, I thought you told me that you sold something so you could get some additional money. Well, okay, I see the bill of sale, but where did you put the money after you sold the thing? Is the money in the bank at all? Questions. These are all questions that I have up front. So I got fed up. I go through everything and I type an email at 2:30 in the morning. I CC Miss Credit Repair, the realtor, the borrower. And I said, hey, as of the time that this email is being written, here's all the things with screenshots included that is wrong with this situation. So, like I said, the next day he was like, don't even worry about it. Like, you doing too much. That's fine. I just be doing too much. The point of the story is this. He lost $3,000 because he didn't qualify for a loan, because I could not only verify the income, which I probably would have been able to had he just done what I asked him to, but he was not able to move forward because his assets had not been verified. For whatever reason, I don't know why this man did this, but he voluntarily, like when he was initially sending me like his documentation, his pay stubs and stuff, he sent me a PDF of the original loan application that he took. And when I looked at that loan application, it was beyond obvious to me that the previous loan officer had just put in something, clicked the button so they could get the approved eligible status so they could move on. So, well, Joy, why you tell this long story? Because it was a long story and it was like, where you going with this? Where I'm going with this is I find it funny that I was good enough to deal with the issue, right? But I wasn't good enough to do the initial approval, the pre-approval. You've got to realize that every loan officer is not going to sit with you and hold your hand. It is your responsibility and your responsibility alone to make sure that you have the assets that you say that you're going to have, or that you have them already. It is your responsibility to make sure that your income is what you say it is. If you right now in October are an hourly wage earner, Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving is coming. What else? Is another holiday? No, that's it. But the holiday season, people like to take days off. If you don't have paid time off and you taking days off, that's going to impact if you are pre-approved or not. Add it up. You need to make sure that your stuff is tight on the front end. You cannot rely on a loan officer, including me, to pick up the pieces of something that was never a deal to begin with. You need to make sure you're getting properly pre-approved. So while these interest rates are 8%, while these loan officers have some downtime, make sure your income is together. Meaning, if you know that you don't make enough money, go find a new career. Go get another job. If you don't have enough assets in the bank to cover what you need to cover, go DoorDash. I've been DoorDashing. It is whack, by the way. But you know, whatever. You can hustle up a little bit of money. Them assets need to be there. They need to be in the bank. You can't just be dealing in cash, and then expect for the loan officer to put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. No. You definitely should not expect that just because the loan officer looks like you. And I guess that's kind of the center of what I'm saying. It's on you. If you want to purchase a home, and like I said, is a bad time to finance with a good time to buy? We got to check your papers. We got to know that everything is what you say it is. You need to get pre-approved, not pre-qualified. I seen a reel last week that said 60,000 homes were under contract and they all fell out because the pre-approvals fell apart. The pre-approvals fell apart because not all loan officers are the same. Not all loan officers are created equal. Some loan officers work a little bit harder than others for less of a reward. That sucks. But I promise you this, at the end of the day, whether you dump me or not, if I tell you could buy a house, you could buy a house. And that's facts. And that's that on it. So that's everything. That's everything. It's just, that's it. Get your stuff in order. Have your assets in order, because you have to have money to buy a house. You can afford about 3.5 times your annual salary. So if you earn $100,000, you can buy a $350,000 house pretty comfortably. Okay. If you know that the houses in your area are $350,000 and that's not your income, find a way to make the income. And that may, like I said, that might mean you gotta change careers. Because this we're never going back. We're never going back. This is the new normal. This is where it is. This is where we at. It's never gonna change. What happened yesterday? Yesterday's price is not today's price. That is a fact. And so we got to catch up. We have got to catch up because people are going to be buying these houses. That people are already purchasing these homes. But yes, a little harder, but you just got to make sure that you have your stuff together and that you're getting properly pre-approved. But you also cannot rely on a loan officer to counsel you and babysit you through the process, because that's not our job. Some of us do it because we want to be helpful. But even sometimes when we are helpful, we get burned. So most of the time when we helpful, we get burned. Okay. So they not getting burned. You think that man care that that man lost his $3,000? He don't care. But what? He got other deals. What do he care for? And I bet you good money, Miss Credit Repair is gonna keep going back to him every single time. So that's fine. That's what you want to do, girl. But yeah, so I think that was everything. Y'all got any questions about anything? Questions about the market? Questions about purchasing, qualifying, anything like that? I think I'm gonna do one thing I want to do. If y'all know realtors or anybody, like tell them to subscribe. I'm gonna do like a 13-week webinar series, because some of the mistakes that I'm seeing are mistakes that can be avoided. We don't want to emotionally drag anybody. We don't want anybody to think they can buy a house. They cannot buy a house. We don't want to be in a situation where anyone is losing money. Because, $3,000 is not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money when you don't have it. So, and I mean, I don't think anybody wants to lose $3,000 or even more, because it happens all the time. You just gotta be careful. I was also thinking about, no, I ain't gonna tell y'all that. No. Okay. Okay. Do me a favor. Okay. Tell me this real quick. Tell me this real quick. The 5 people that's watching. Hey, 5 people. If you are a home buyer and you really wanted to buy a house, do you feel like if you went through the home buying process with a group of people, that would be helpful? So when I say a group of people, I mean like a group, like a cohort, like like a cohort. So a cohort is like a group of people that they matriculate through a program together. So it might be like grad school, something like that. It's y'all are a unit. Y'all rely on each other. You build each other up. You pat each other on the back. Teamwork makes the dream work, kind of thing. It's something that I'm thinking about doing. I don't know. I don't know. It would be like a 6 to 12 month situation. So do y'all think that's something that people would stick with? Like if you knew, like unequivocally, at the end of that 6 months or 12 months, you could buy a house. Like undoubtedly, you will be able to. Like 100% guarantee. Well, nothing is 100%, but highly likely guaranteed you could do it. I'm curious because I want to try and put something together. I'm thinking about putting something together. Do you have a script? I need a script for initial consultation. What, like a script for like a home buyer? Is that what you're talking about? Can you clarify for me, please? Can you clarify, please? Oh, y'all. Oh, an hour and 30 minutes. I did good. questions. Oh, for a home buyer? No, I just be talking. I just talk. Um, I just talk. The initial consultation, whenever I speak with a potential buyer, I ask them to tell me their goal. Um, I ask about when I make okay, yeah. I ask about what are their goals. I'll ask how much are you paying in rent? I'll ask, well, what do you feel is a comfortable mortgage payment? And then I'll immediately follow that up with, okay, so like when you on Zillow and Realtor.com, because I know you be looking at houses, whatever, kind of, playfully ask, um, how much do the homes cost that you like? And then I'll try and get a range. And then based on those answers, I will know how fast we need to get off the phone. I'm joking. Not really. Um, I was like that when I was in the call center. I was like, my goal was to get people off the phone as fast as I could when I was in the call center. Not so much now, but yeah, but for real, those responses will let me know if it's a deal or no deal. It would if the deal makes sense, right? So if somebody's like, oh, I pay I don't know, shoot. If somebody's like, oh, my rent is $750, and they like, oh, I want a payment under $1,000, you missed your window. um, we'll converse about it a little bit to flush it out. I will take the loan application because you can't not take someone's loan application, but it does give me some information so that I know the type of conversation that I need to have with that person, and um, impress upon them the importance of realistic expectations. I think that in our career, in our industry, we are scared to be honest with people. We're scared to be honest with home buyers. We're scared to tell them the truth. And if you don't know the truth, if you don't have a baseline for what's real and what's not, and you go through your life thinking everything is all good when it is absolutely the opposite, and nobody taps you on the shoulder to tell you, how are you going to improve? How are you going to get better? How are you going to make the necessary changes? So those are some conversations that I will have. And again, it's basic questions. I'm trying to categorize you, if I'm going to be totally honest. It's a sales job, and I've got to start telling people that. I've got to start saying it on these social media platforms. I am a sales person. I am a commission-based sales person. It's not a charity organization. I love the educational component. I love that is the value I can bring, hands down. Can't nobody see me. I guarantee you. Like, I am one of one, and I love it. But at the same time, it is a sales job, and it is very important for us to treat it as such. Because while I'm spinning my wheels, that other person with that $50 million pipeline, they're not. They're not. So you got to be able to quickly assess whether it's a deal or no deal, because it's a sales job. You think you go on down to the Bentley dealership, to the, I don't even know the name of these fancy cars. Go over there if you want to. Talking about I make $36,000 a year. They're gonna be like, you can look from the street, and they're gonna keep it pushing. Some of these houses, oh my God, I was in this house on Friday. It was a $1.7 million house. When I tell you that thing changed my life, I got real clear on what I wanted in life. Seeing is believing. I'm telling you, that house was magnificent. I was like, I deserve a $1.7 million house. But here's what I know. I know now the house was actively being built. There are some homes that they will not, like, you know how you have an open house, like they have open houses, you can just go like and look at houses all day. These higher end houses, they are not entertaining you. You cannot, don't come on my grass. Don't come in the driveway if you have not been verified and pre-approved. Why? Because it's a sales job. And I am gonna take the stance, like, I love my job. I love what I do. I do. But I want to get paid. And so we have to figure out a way to make that happen, to try to accommodate both sets of people. What is the benefit of the cohort? We still have to qualify. Yeah, you do. But well, you're a man, so this might not be the same for you. I know that purchasing a home is a very emotional process. It can be emotional for men and for women. But more often than not, it's going to be more emotional for the woman, right? Because we looking at YouTube videos of Style by Casanova. Y'all check her channel out if y'all had Style by Casanova, baby. Honey, that girl is going to decorate a house down, okay? Like, my gosh. So, you looking at decorating videos and all this stuff, and you excited, you looking at furniture and all. It's emotional because you can see it in your mind. You have this imagery and you become emotionally attached to that imagery. And that is imagery that has extended probably from when you were a kid, and that's a long time to have conjured up this feeling, this idea of this goal that you have. And so, yes, it would require you to individually qualify, but the cohort would be there to hopefully encourage people along the way so they don't feel defeated and don't want to give up. I talk to so many people and they'll say, well, I tried to qualify when the rates was 3%, but I couldn't find nothing I wanted, so I just bought a car. Well, that didn't get you too far, did it? So having the benefit of people that are like-minded, the whole like birds of a feather flock together type of thing, I think will be beneficial to the goal. Everybody has a common goal. It is a place where you can express your emotions, where you can express your frustrations. Because if you're the only one buying a house out your friend circle and everybody going to get their nails done, their hair done, going to the club, going on vacation, and you like, nah, I got to sit this out. It start feeling a little lonely, right? So the idea is to create a group of like-minded people with a common goal that will be able to positively influence each other and have some positive peer pressure. The other part of that is to have adequate preparation. I am not an expert at everything. I know. Shocker. right? But I'm good at what I'm good at, and the things that I'm not, I will always have the humility to raise my hand and say, "Hey, I need help. Hey, I so and so is a lot better at this than I am." And I'll pull that person with their expertise in. I don't do credit repair. I am loud about it. Kind of to go back to what I was saying before about, having the right partnerships with referral partners. Some people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna send her all my bad stuff." No, 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 no. What are we doing here? I am not a credit repair specialist. I sell money. I sell loans. I am here to help people build wealth through real estate. That is my job. And to talk and pre-approve people. So if I am not a credit repair specialist, I am not equipped to have certain conversations. I would never want to create a situation for someone where I have caused financial harm to them. And so I don't want to assume that type of liability. If anything, if I do not a rapid rescore, excuse me, I have a tool, a software program that I can use where it will run the credit report and it'll say, okay, well, if they do these 5 things, then the credit score should go from this to this. I will click run, print the PDF, attach it to the email, and send it. That's all I can do. I don't offer my opinions. I don't pontificate on someone else's credit because I am not equipped to do so. And I'm a professional in what I'm a professional at. I also think in the age of, first time home buyers having $350,000 homes at 7.5%, 8%, the conversation needs to be addressed of how you're going to make more money. I am not a career counselor. So perhaps bringing in someone that is a career counselor, someone that can help with resume, someone that can help somebody say, "Hey, well, you majored in this. Well, if you spend like 13 weeks doing this certification, you can get this much more money." Yeah. So and strategically aligning the program to position people and set them up for success, because home buyer seminars, they cute, you know, they I, but I've not had a wonderful experience. Like, people aren't ready. I suck at following up. So they suck at following up back with me. I say do this, they don't do it. Like, I mean, there isn't really a true accountability system that is there. And so my thinking was, okay, well, when I was in grad school, okay, these are some of the things, like when I wanted to give up. And even now in my career, what I do right now, this is a very lonely job. YouTube is very lonely. Being a loan officer can be very lonely. Being an entrepreneur can be very lonely. And so having people to reach out to bounce ideas off of and things like that can be very helpful. So yes, you would have to individually qualify, but the tools and supports, at least, like I said, this is a thought that I'm having. I'm putting it together, but the supports would be there to ensure success. Could everybody be a part of it? No, probably not. I got to set some criteria because I want everyone to be successful. But I hope that was an answer, an acceptable answer. Damani, where are you? Are you in North Carolina? What state are you in? Let's see. Goals, rent, desired payment, how much you looking to pay for a house. Yeah, I mean, just general, like, what you trying to do? What we doing? What you trying to do? You wanna make sure that what you know about the market is aligned with their goals. How much money do you have? And I'll always phrase it, it's an investment. The words that you use are very important. You have to be very intentional. Oh, well, how much do you think it's going to cost you? Ooh, cost. Ooh, God. No. You don't want to cost anybody anything. I mean, you're losing something. Invest. You're going to get something out of it in the future. So, how much do you have set aside for this investment to cover down payment, closing costs, etc.? So, just getting a general idea of what their financial profile is like, their overall makeup is very, very, very important. Could you do a video of a mock consultation? I am so stuck. I got about 4 people and I don't know what. Oh, bless your heart, baby. Here, email me. Email me your phone number. Okay. Yeah, email me your phone number. So if I call you, okay? Is a credit union. So what are some of the pros and cons versus a mortgage broker? My last question. Thank you so much. Credit unions have unique programs. The credit union was kicking my ass 2 or 3 summers ago. The credit union had 100% financing, no mortgage insurance, but it was an arm. Oh, them arms is a coming due. I'm like, y'all halfway through this 5-year arm. So credit unions are good for local people. Credit unions can sometimes be a little bit more flexible because they're more relationship based. You still, can't buy a house with no money, but a credit union is gonna be, like I said, good for, like I said, portfolio loans, because they tend to lend their own money, so they may not have the same overlays or guidelines that a traditional lender does through like a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. What else? I am not a mortgage broker. So I'm a direct correspondent lender, meaning that I work for one company, and whatever our products and pricing is, that's just what it is. That's where we at. So if I say that, if I'm making this up, I'm completely lying right now to illustrate my point. So if my mortgage company is like, hey, to qualify for all loans, you got to have a 620 FICO score, FHA, US, everything. I'm making this up. This is a lie. Well, that's what it is. If somebody call me and they're like, I got a 600. Okay, well, yeah, call somebody else. You can't call me. I can't do anything with that. A mortgage broker is going to have the opportunity to do the shopping for the consumer. So you say that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me figure out of these 10, 15, 30 lenders that I work with, where are you going to be the best fit? Who's going to have the best rate? Who's going to have this overlay or not that overlay or what have you? Credit unions have an endless supply of leads because they're depository institutions. So that means that they're constantly going to be recycling the people that have accounts with them. Same thing with the bank. That's about it. So there's always going to be, some pros or cons. I know you get paid less than I would if you're in a consumer direct setting. If you work for a bank, you don't get paid as aggressively as other lenders or other channels might, because you don't have to go find any business. They just walk into the door. You was in a $7 million house. Ooh, you got money. Try and roll up in there on a Tuesday. when it ain't no parade of homes going on. Ooh, you got to send me that address. I want to see that house. Cause the little one, the $1.7 million house I was in, they had an elevator. Well, they're gonna have an elevator. They're still building it. But I was like, oh, I want an elevator. It didn't even have a basement. I was like, oh, this real lazy. Like, it's just basic stairs. Like, but I want an elevator. All of a sudden, see what happens when you don't even know what you like. You don't even know what you want till you see it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're missing out on until somebody show you, somebody tell you. And I'll tell you, I look at houses all day. I see houses all the time. I'm not easily impressed by houses at all. But it was really a nice house. Very, very nice house. You're in Charlotte. Okay. 704. Oh man. I am not doing the Lord's work, honey. I'm out here trying to slang some loans. Okay, we're gonna get it done. 24 and 24. That's where I'm at. 24 and 24. I want, oh, that's good. I want, oh God, I'm high. Jesus. Am I having a hot flash? Woo! What's happening to my body right now? 24 and 24. That's really honestly, like, I feel like if I keep showing up and I keep giving information, keep giving good information, like I'm super transparent. Like I'm not trying to trick nobody into getting a house. Like I want to be as helpful as I can be, but I also need to honor my household and myself. Like I don't want to be in a situation where I'm out here just working for free. This is not volunteer. And I think that it's socially acceptable. It's more socially acceptable for realtors to talk about, oh, I have this $1 million listing and I have, I work exclusively with such and such buyers and I'm a luxury woo woo woo. Okay, well, I be wanting to talk to saying no is boring. Okay, that is not fun. And that's really honestly, like I really like got down real bad this year because I found myself saying no so much and I was losing so much to new construction. And I mean, I was really feeling like, God, I'm working as hard. Like I'm doing all I can do. Like I'm giving great customer service. I'm doing everything that I know how to do. And it just wasn't falling in my favor. But baby, like I said, me and the Lord, baby, we've been holding hands, honey. We've been in this thing together. And the Lord prayerfully is going to shine his countenance upon me. So, yeah, that's good. 1.4. That's great. Do you work for a bank? I used to. I used to work for a bank. I used to work for 2 banks, and that was in a consumer direct setting for both. So consumer direct is like a call center. So they would sometimes buy leads, sometimes it would be some sort of campaign they would send out to the current customer base, be like, hey, you want to buy a house, you want to refinance, whatever. They send out those marketing, those mailers and everything every single month. What's on my Instagram? What's on my Instagram? What's on my IG? Oh yeah. So another thing too, I gotta get monetized. It is October the 10th. I need 400 watch hours. I need to net 400 watch hours so I can get to 3,000. Because I think that'll give me like what, the super chats and stuff, something like that. Is that what it is? Super chats. The house. Oh, the house address. It is. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm gonna take a look at it. I need 400 watch hours so I can get to the 3,000 watch hours so that I can, I think it's super chats, and I can't remember what the other thing was. And then, a whole nother 1,000 so that I can be like fully monetized. And it's up. It's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck after that. I'm telling y'all. But like I said, right now, my audience is, I think, a little more loan officer leaning, which is fine, but I do want to have home buyers. So I'm gonna post content about VA and FHA. Because those are really popular products right now. Veterans can buy a house with no money. They're the only people that can do that. And when I say no money, I mean no money. FHA is really popular because you can have a higher debt to income ratio. So it's a little bit more flexible with the guidelines. So I want to put out some more content about stuff like that. But again, my goal is I want to close 24 loans, 24 home buyers in 24 from YouTube. We'll see how it goes. The rates will come down one day. Don't know which day, but things are looking promising. I'm really excited about the year. I'm out of my feelings now. I'm far more optimistic than I was before. So, I would say I'll see y'all next Tuesday, but child, you know how I do. I swear up and down, I'ma see y'all and then I'll be back. So hopefully I will be. Hopefully, next Tuesday will work for Mortgage Bawse Talk Tuesday, and we'll talk more about the housing market. I'll talk a little bit more about, you know, a little bit of insight behind the scenes of being a loan officer, and help people get prepared for home ownership, and hopefully be able to build a community of people that will be able to purchase next year. So you praying I get monetized? Hunt, me too. I'm praying. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. So y'all have a great evening. Good night.